It's Friday, and we're gonna go scoop some poop and see if we can't make a little money. Hoping everybody's ready for the weekend. You know, we got a lot of stuff on the table, and it's supposed to rain, so we need to get out here, get this done before the dog poop in the yards that we service ends up becoming runoff into creeks and streams. That's a bad thing, so we don't want that. And our first stop is only a few minutes away. You know, I get asked quite often why people get dogs if they're not gonna pick up after the dog. And to that, my general response, especially here in Santa Barbara, is, do you have a pool? And it's like 1 out of every 5 homes here in Santa Barbara has a pool. We don't have a pool, but pools are fairly prevalent, especially in the more affluent neighborhoods. Do you have a pool? Well, yeah. Do you have a pool guy? Well, of course I have a pool guy. I don't want to deal with the chemicals. Why wouldn't you have a dog guy if you have dogs? Do you want to deal with those pests, those pollutants and those chemicals? No. The answer is no. But people are amazed that the business exists, and I don't think that it ends up being industry awareness. People aren't aware that the industry itself exists, and then for those that don't have dogs, a lot of times they just chalk up people hiring us to do this as those people are lazy, and they're not. I mean, if you've got a little extra disposable income and you want to use it for that, do it. I'm all for it, of course. I mean, I'm in business, so. But, yeah, you know. And here we are. is done. So interestingly, her contract is for one dog. One dog. She obviously, I know that on occasion her daughter visits, which is cool. But I saw 3 dogs behind the glass. So how do you, as a pooper scooper business, how do you address that? Hey, I'm going to bill you for 3 dogs. If your dog is per dog billing, are you going to charge the 3 dog fee because the dogs are there for one day? I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of poop there, right? She's a Friday client, so that's once a week. Somebody obviously scooped up some of the poop during the week because we found it in the shovel. We take care of that. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that, where dogs are just there visiting for a day or two? Do you adjust your pricing and then adjust it back, or do you just, or do you just eat it? Because in our case, we do per dog pricing. So if she's at 20 a week for one dog and 23 a week for 2 dogs once a week and 26, is it worth $6 to potentially upset a client? Tell me your thoughts down in the comments. Does that sound worth it? To potentially risk losing a client for $6? Or do you just not say anything and scoop the yard and be happy that you've got a client? So this next client is 3 dogs, twice a week, no yard odor control, but I have to give plenty of snacks because we're going to go see Slinky and Duke, and the 3rd dog whose name I can't remember. Yeah, it's supposed to rain this weekend. Can always use a little bit of rain here, but I'd also rather it not rain. I like it sunny and warm. Ugh, windshield. So yeah, unlike a lot of pooper scoopers out there, I know especially in the Midwest and the Northeast, they have an off season because of snow. We don't have snow here. I'm 54 years old. I can't remember a time it's actually snowed down here. It snows up in the mountain a little bit. When I say snow, it's a dusting, maybe 6-8 inches over the course of a season, but not here. It gets chilly for here, but it's not anything that's gonna keep you from going out and doing this. So we don't really have a off season and a spring rush, although we play into the spring rush with our advertising and communication and stuff like that, but we don't actually, I haven't really seen a spring rush. Now, over the last 90 days, we at 805 Poop Patrol have onboarded 10 new clients. This one is going to require snacks. 2 good big C's for Duke. And 2 each for the little ones. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Good morning. Hi, Duke. Oh my gosh. Come on. Back up. That's too noisy. I know. I'm slacking. Okay. Slinky. There you go, buddy. Slinky. I got you, buddy. I got you. Good morning. Yeah, so not all of our yards are just green grass, and well, they did some landscaping, cleared some stuff out. Makes makes it a little bit easier, yeah. Almost done, Duke. Think I got plenty of supervision. Go on. Go on. You know where to go. Go on, Duke. Go. Go, Duke. Go. Go on, buddy. Oh my gosh. Go on. Good boy. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Okay. Sit, shake, down. Good boy. All right, Duke. We'll see. Have a good weekend. Come here, Slinky. Bye, buddy. We'll see you on Tuesday. Okay? Be good. Two down, several more to go. About another 5-6 minute drive to our next spot. So my route density on days like today isn't horrible, because I got several in Goleta and then off to Carp and Montecito and the rest of that. It's, 20 after 8 on a Friday. So school traffic, because we're going to be over by one of the high schools here, so it'll be a little busy over there, but not horrible. And this next client, she had the service when she lived in Utah. So shout out to those Utah scoopers who did a bang up enough job. When she moved here, she went, I still want that service, does it exist? And she Googled it and found me, because I'm like the only one in Santa Barbara doing it. So, and I'm not complaining. It's nice when you have kind of like a market all to yourself. And I've talked with, there's a guy in a company down in Ventura County. I can't think of the name of it. In fact, I got one of my clients from him because he doesn't service Santa Barbara, which, we've kind of got this unspoken agreement. 805 Patrol doesn't go south of Carpinteria into Ventura County, and he generally doesn't come up to Santa Barbara from Ventura. And part of that is, it's a 40-minute, could be longer depending on traffic, drive for him one way. And unless he's got 15 clients in Santa Barbara on a given day, it's not worth it for him to make that drive. I mean, gas is what, $6 a gallon, $5.79, I think last I saw it. And that's here in Ventura. It's even more expensive. So I get it. That's why I tried doing long poke in Santa Maria. It was not financially feasible. I mean, I would have to charge, probably a $20 per visit upcharge. I mean, if somebody wanted to pay that, fine, but there's a company in San Luis Obispo that I think comes down to Santa Maria. Hire them. I think maybe he might be in Pismo or Oceana. I'm not sure. But I've told a couple of people that have inquired up there if I'll service up there, and unless I get a mass influx of requests up there, it's really hard for me to justify going that far north. And this is the high school traffic. This is the high school. Everybody's turning left there. It's just back in the hills. No internet. Looks like the landscapers got it before I did. So what I do in these cases, I will take a quick picture for it while it's offline. And again, there we go. Start job, add photo, complete job. So now, I'm just waiting for that to finish so I can move on to the next job. It's the only problem with this location. The internet sucks right here. Really, really bad. Go up the road, internet will connect, and then I can finish this. It's like normal 8 o'clock traffic. The next client, this is a larger yard, a lot of artificial turf. It's super easy. Once we got her on board, and she's a twice a week client with, I have to look, either 2 or 3 dogs, plus yard odor control upon request. So I have some clients that they get it every week. I have some clients that are by request, so just request it and I'll do it. Her yard is large enough. She gets charged for a large yard, which is like 45, 50 bucks. And you never get gas at this gas station, because this gas station, the price of gas right now is $6.50 a gallon for regular unleaded. That's insane. That's how you get around the traffic. You can see the lineup of traffic. These are all people going to work, taking their kids to school. All the good stuff. So I guarantee you, all these people taking their kids to school that have dogs, I bet you the kids were supposed to pick up the dog poop before they left for school, and 90% of them didn't do it. All you gotta do is call me at 805-364-1118. Go to 805pooppatrol.com. Sign up for service. I'll take care of it. Their kids can do their homework without having to be distracted by dog crap, and you don't have to worry about it. I put up a post this morning on Nextdoor and Facebook, basically saying, hey, I'm going to be out there. If you're walking your dog and you got dog poop, or you want to give your dog a snack, or you want to stop and say hi, look for the van, look for the dude in the yellow shirt. And I reached out to a couple of dog walking individuals. You know, if they're walking their pack and they've got a bunch of bags of dog poop and they happen to run across my van, I told them just leave it at the back of the van, and I'll put it away. I'll toss it. No questions. No worries. Grapevine, that's amazing. Ours is not that big. Shh. You're okay, puppy. All done. Tell me in the comments, you're a pooper scooper and you hear a dog next door that you don't service. You go knock on the door, you go leave a flyer. I mean, it's like 8:30, 8:45 in the morning. So, you waking people up, knocking on the door, do you just leave it in the mailbox, which the U.S. Postal Service frowns upon? How do you address that? Stack of flyers right here. There's a dog across the street on the left. There's a dog right there. Very pretty, very handsome. Now I can make a left and go back to that nightmare intersection, or I can make a right and go up to basically the northernmost part of my service area in Toledo. I mean, I'll go all the way to Gaviota. I go all the way up to the San Ynez Valley. But then you end up in between Goleta and there's this big open gap, like a 30-minute drive. But we're gonna go up to Winchester Canyon and get on the freeway and go south. I got a dog. Hi. Do I stop and say hi, get out of the van, spend a few minutes to do that? Do I get a client out of it? Well, they're walking their dog. It's more because people don't know the industry exists, so that's probably not a bad thing to do that. We have quite a few appointments today, and I don't want to, I'm trying to lollygag today. Sandpiper Golf Course in the Pacific Ocean. Super fun place. I've played there a couple of times with my buddy Brian. Shout out to Coastal Repro Graphics. They're the ones that do my business cards and my flyers, and they do a lot of stuff. If you need printing work done, I think they do blueprints and stuff like that. You should hook up with Brian at Coastal Repro Graphics here in Santa Barbara. Somebody's got them a nice G-Wagon with one of those electronic license plates, which are just more money. But the cool part is, if your car gets stolen, you can send it a message and it'll literally just display stolen instead of the license plate number. And then I guess I would assume, as a former police officer, that would be enough probable cause to conduct a traffic stop, because the vehicle is suspected of being stolen at that point. I don't know, those weren't a thing when I was a police officer, so I'm going to assume because the state is still, so you have to buy the license plate itself. It's like $300 something, and then like a monthly fee. And it's obviously, it works via either Wi-Fi or it's got a SIM card, but it will, it can be displayed when you report it as stolen. It changes to stolen, and the little message underneath, like the car in front of us, license plate frame says Laguna Blanca School. You can change like that part of the license plate to a cute little message, I guess, if you wanted. Ava is going to join us today. Oh, no puppies today. So that's one of the largest yards I have right there. And the two dogs there are super sweet when they're there. Apparently they weren't there today. My next client is a no snacks for the dogs client. So we're going to go there now. It's about a 10-minute drive. With the Pacific Ocean to our right and Hope Ranch and the mountains to our left. Even on this overcast day with rain predicted over the weekend, this is still a beautiful place to live. Coming up here on our right is Arroyo Burro Beach, or as locals call it, Henry's. There on the right. And they've got these cool dog washing stations. They've got a bulletin board over there, and I put up a flyer there, and I put it up there on a Tuesday, and by Friday the flyer's gone. I think the county parks ranger takes it down because it's a business. I've not gotten anyone calling me saying, hey, you can't put flyers there. There's no signage that says I can't put a flyer there. But flyers and business cards keep disappearing. So, I don't know, we'll do it again. See what happens. Now we're headed up to and over the mesa. So we've worked our way back from the ocean a little bit. Bunch of houses on our right, bunch of houses on our left, and I've got a couple clients up here. Not many. I'll take more. Yeah, if you're up in the area of the mesa and you've got dogs and you just don't want to deal with your dog's poop anymore, give us a call. 805-364-1118, or go to 805pooppatrol.com. That's 805pooppatrol.com. If you're in the Santa Barbara area and you need our services, or you can email me at marc, M-A-R-C, at 805pooppatrol.com if you have any questions regarding both the service that we provide, pricing and all of that, which is on our website. We're transparent about that. Or if you're thinking about starting a dog waste removal service, it's something to consider. The initial investment for you to start doing it isn't that expensive. If you already own a vehicle, that is probably the most expensive part. And since we already owned this van, Get you some magnets. Those will run you about $100 for two, 75 depending on who does your vinyl work and all of that. If you've got a truck, which is, I think, better than a van, in my opinion, make sure it's something that gets good gas mileage. Gas is expensive. Yeah, you know, a couple of the tools, the rake, the bags. If you're gonna start servicing dog weigh stations, the larger bags, sanitation supplies for sanitizing stations and your equipment. That's another thing. We use a substance called 222 for our sanitization services, or let me back up, for sanitizing our equipment and our shoes. We use a chemical called 222. For yard odor control spray, we use Wishy Wash. Go check them out. It's WYSHI Wash, I believe. But we use that. I'm super happy with that. I've used a couple of different things before I went to Wishy Wash, and I'm super happy with Wishy Wash. It's amazing, and I've reached out to them with a couple of questions. They've gotten right back to me. So yeah, you don't have to go with Wishy Wash, and you don't have to offer yard odor control or that sort of thing right out of the gate. We did. Excuse me. We used it because we would use a similar product in our dog run at our house, which you'll get to see at the end of this video. And the other stuff that we used, which was available through Chewy, worked really well as well. It kind of went into like a garden sprayer that attached to your hose. This is a similar concept, except it has a tablet, like a cartridge that you screw on. Yeah, you'll see it if we've got any clients that use that today. I don't think we do today. Oh, I think we do. So you'll see that. It's a gray and silver, like, hose attachment. Next stop, parking can be a little tricky, but we generally figure it out. Yeah, we're gonna be just fine today.